Man, what is up? What is up, man? God damn, I'm late than a motherfucker, man. Man, what is going on, man? What is going on? You already know what the fuck it is. You know what the fuck I'm on. I'm your broke ass host, nigga. Looking to borrow a couple of dollars. Looking ass. Shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation. You already know what the fuck it is. You know what the fuck it ain't. So don't be coming around me asking for some shit. Hope y'all niggas can hear me. Cause if not, I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all niggas. But anyway, shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation, making it do what it do. Man. So much shit is going on. We gonna get on it. Shout out to everybody out there that is at the Court Plantation, not telling and acting like telling about the gun line boss. Cause there's a lot of telling about the gun line boss. For y'all that don't know, that's the repeating nigga when they were in the prison, and he was like, now this is the gun line. Tell him about the gun line boss. You know, the nigga that protect white supremacy at all costs. That nigga. You know, the Steven from Django, the Hayward Shepherds of the world. So don't be doing that shit at the Court Plantation, because that shit is not fun. It's not something I don't think anybody should do. You know, even when you think you're gonna get a reward, don't do that shit, man, because I think that shit is all clown shit to me. We're gonna get into some shit. We're gonna kind of continue what's going on, but like I said, you know, there's so much shit going on. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all motherfuckers don't ever forget racism. Ever. And never forget anti-black racism. And the reason why I say that is because we're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about some shit. Like I said, man, I'm like behind like a motherfucker. Looking at the time and shit. I got other shit to do. Bullshit and shit. But anyway, man, we about to get into it right now, man. Cut this clown ass shit off. Shout out to everybody out there. Philly, stand up. No compromise. You already know what the fuck it is. 066. Did you leave me a message? I just got it this morning on YouTube. And I think, Tasha, did you leave me a message? I just got the message today. And I'm like, I didn't do no podcast yesterday. So these must be messages from Tuesday. Told y'all YouTube be bullshitting. I just got the email. But anyway, man, shout out to y'all, man. I'm just letting motherfuckers know that be listening to the shit. Shout out to all y'all that's out there, man. But man, we about to cut this clown ass shit down, man, and get to it. Man, I just wanted to talk about how we're quick to forget a lot of shit, man. And when I mean like this, we never forget racism, because the white Jewish community never let you forget the Holocaust. You know, the Japanese never let you forget Hiroshima. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers don't never let you forget shit. But then when it comes to black folk and anti-black racism, motherfuckers be acting, you know, they be having selective memory. You are like talking to a wall. Oh, we got a goofy ass nigga in the motherfucking chat today. Hey y'all, there's some goofy motherfucker in the chat talking about here nothing but a goofy ass beat. Well, you can take your goofy ass. This nigga probably sitting at home in a wheelchair, probably talking shit behind a computer. That motherfucker probably look like Martin that he got his ass whooped by the time he hit me and Hearns. But anyway, back to what I was saying before. Some clown ass nigga talking about I don't hear nothing but a beat. It's probably a bot anyway. But anyway, hey man, y'all niggas better stop letting these motherfuckers forget what the fuck is going on, man. The reason why I say that shit is because it is. Every other racial group don't never let you forget what the fuck happened to them, right? But then when we bring up racism, white supremacy in the United States of America Incorporated, these motherfuckers be like, that was so long ago. And that's what be having me rolling, man. Because it wasn't so long ago. And we're going to talk. Do y'all remember Dante Wright? I know Shawnee when she listened to this. Philly, stand up. Erica, Florida in the building, stand up. Hey, man, did y'all remember Dante Wright? And that white police officer, that white race soldier, allegedly was pulling out her taser, and she shot him. She's like, oh my God, I fucking shot him. Bitch, you knew what you was doing. You was going to shoot him anyway. You knew what you was doing. You knew what you was doing the whole time. You know what you was doing. That's why, man, we got to understand. This some of the things that I be seeing sometimes. I just be kind of laughing because I be like, damn, man. What the fuck is going on where we can't band together? I was watching this real good interview, man, on the Breakfast Club. Tasha, I think I sent that shit to you. Man, that brother from Raising Canaan, he from the same area I'm from, man. He just on the other side. He stayed in the jungles where my grandmother stayed. And he was talking about how the Latino gangs was decimating neighborhoods and communities, and it was a white, no white tea law in Los Angeles, California, the West LA gangs. And he had mentioned, I'm pretty sure, Taj, if you watch it, he had mentioned, a neighborhood where I'm from. And I said, oh, this nigga, he went to Dorsey High School and everything. And his godfather's T. Rogers. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to T. Rogers. He passed away or whatever. And this is L.A. talk right now, whatever. And he was just talking about how the gang that he mentioned, the hood that he mentioned, he was like, at the time, they was just kind of like, oh, man, we not worried about that. They Crips, so we not worried about that because, the jungles is blood neighborhood, so they Crips. This is what the brother was saying. The brother Malcolm from Raising Canaan. I forgot his last name. And when they had kind of like went through and kind of decimated, allegedly, a Crip gang, at the time, he said the mentality was, well, shit, we ain't worried about them. But then they started coming at their asses. And he said, this is what happens when you have lack of unity. And I think that's what I like the most about the interview. Is like, yeah, you talk like when you go to prison, you can't be like, well, nigga, I'm from woo woo whoop and I'm from woo woo. Okay, nigga, but when that riot pop off, nigga, don't nobody give a fuck about where you from, nigga. Nigga, when that racial riot pop off, you had to know what the fuck it is. And that's what we lack the most is unity. And I feel like a lot of the times we lack unity because I don't think we really understand what it is. And a lot of the times too, I feel like we don't study, we don't read, we don't want to listen to the OGs. We don't want to watch films like Hidden Colors or Buck Breaking or any of those DVDs or the documentary series that really has a great, helpful impact on your life and on foundational Black Americans' lives. Like reading these books, man, like I always suggest motherfuckers better go get Nearly Full of Junior's book, man. I'll keep these right here, man, because I take notes out of them and shit. And lack of knowledge means lack of fortitude, means lack of, you don't know where you're going. How you gonna know where you're going? You don't have no knowledge. You gotta study, you gotta read, you gotta look at things. Like sometimes when I be reading, sometimes I'll put the book down and then I'll start thinking about things like, damn, man, why the fuck is this happening? And it's like, well, the deck is already gonna be stacked against you anyway. That's one. And two, a lot of the times we forget what has been done to us. And the reason why I'm saying that shit is because we are quick to get over whatever any other racial group does to us. But we will hold a grudge when it's each other. So when you have a problem with another foundational Black American or a Black person, period, you're gonna hold that to the grave. But when there's any other racial group that do something, you quick to be like, oh man, it's cool, it's all good. We need to reverse that. We need to hold grudges against other racial groups. And I'm not talking about in a volatile sense. I'm talking about in a financial sense. Like, why is it we allow the Asians to control the hair supply? That's for Black folk, but they have control of that. Why is that? Why is it when it comes to the nails and all this other shit, we'll be some clown ass motherfuckers and deal with these Asian motherfuckers bopping our women upside their heads and talking crazy to us and calling us niggas and shit. And as soon as they say, oh, we, buy one, get one bundle free, all that shit to go out the window. But when it's a Black person, they trying to give you some shit for fuck your free shit, nigga. It's like we get a high off that shit, and you got to reverse that and never forget, because while you going at each other, you got race soldiers like Ken Potter. Yeah, y'all niggas forgot about that shit, huh? Well, I didn't, because I was thinking about that. I just couldn't remember Dante's last name right, but I remembered her name. I was like, man, whatever happened to that white cop that acted like she was going for a taser, but accidentally... I was looking at this one, I'm like, let me see what the fuck is going on. I look up what's going on, I'm like, oh. And then on the feed, it just started hitting on my feed. I'm like, yeah, of course. Why do our women want to wear weave in the first place? Thunder applause. Man, what's going on, Thunder applause? You know what, man? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this from my perspective. That's a good question. And I'm not condoning nothing. Hey, but when you are integrated into the matrix, right? When you're in the matrix and you think that is real, you're gonna act like everybody else in the matrix. Translation: the dominant white society controls 9 areas of people activity. They dominate 9 areas of people activity, right? Economics, law, labor, education, entertainment, sex, war, politics. They dominate all that, right? So when you're talking about education, right, that's one thing. But when you're talking about economics and labor go hand in hand. Well, who dominates labor? The dominant white society. Who do you have to replicate and be like to get those jobs? The dominant white society. So when you wearing your hair like, you know, I'm just picking out my shit because eventually I'm about to go get a taper. But for niggas that was watching me, I had my hair, my shit was dreading out like a motherfucker. They don't like that shit. They don't want you wearing that shit they wear. I remember when I got cornrows, I was working at this corn plantation and motherfuckers tried to say, oh, well, don't go around certain people. And, you know, I'm like, you know me, I call human resources. They like, wait, what? He said, what? Because motherfuckers, they don't want you, in my personal opinion, believing in who you are and who your culture is and representing your culture. They want you representing their culture. So that means sisters, they want sisters to have their hair looking like them. And you say, oh, that's wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. But when you trying to compete and go get a job and that's all you know, and that's all you've been taught, what are you supposed to do? That's my question to you, Thundering Applause. What should they do? If we are taught and socialized as little children that, hey man, you gotta look the part, you gotta dress the part, you gotta act the part, right? Right? And then our people, they do the part, they act the part, they dress the part, they cut their hair the part because they want to get that job, right? And then let's say that job is paying 100 racks a year, 150 racks a year, 250 racks a year. What do you tell them? What do you tell them? Because in their eyes and how we've been socialized, that's success. That is the definition of success. You have to wear your hair a certain way, even to be on TV. They just now start. Look, the 90s was the best era to me because niggas had their hair nappy, niggas had dreads. It wasn't a fad to have dreads. It was like, oh, if you don't have dreads, you got a flat top. If you ain't got no flat top, you got an S curl. Hey, what's going on, 066? If you ain't got an S curl, you got cornrows. If you ain't got no cornrows, you got a fade. If you ain't got no fade, you got a fro with a taper, you know, with a pick in it, that type of shit. That's what defined who we were then. Now it's like, okay, dreads is popular. Now everybody want to have dreads. You know, everybody want to have dreads. Now the 80s and 90s haircuts are back in. Now everybody want to have that, but it's only until it becomes a fad. Back then in the 90s, that's just who we was. You know, we was always supporting black businesses and we were so consciously awakened. To me in the 90s, just listening to a lot of rap. So I'm going to tell you right now, I think that a lot of the times, our sisters and our brothers too, we're chasing that success. We're chasing that bread, man. We're chasing that bread. So that's why motherfuckers do what they do. And I'm not mad at my sisters, man. You want to wear your hair like that? I don't even be worried about that shit. You know what I'm worried about? Us being on fucking code, my nigga. Sticking together. We can handle those discrepancies behind closed doors. Like I said, I remember one time a motherfucker tried to tell me, because I was like, man, I fuck with whoever I want to fuck with. He was like, oh, so how you gonna do your sister like that? I said, nigga, I'll fuck whoever the fuck I fuck with. Whoever's around me, if they not with the fucking black agenda, they not gonna be around me. So I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't care if it's Latino, white, nigga. And I had to check the nigga. I'm like, nigga, I dated two. Man, I had a bomb ass sister. What are you talking about? But that wasn't my mentality. As I was getting on, I was just like, man, you better fuck who fuck with you. But when I mean fuck with you, I mean the long way. I mean, black is at the epitome. Anti-black racism, that's the first thing whoever's around you is looking at. And they calling it out. I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. Because you know why? A lot of the times, and this was 20-something years ago when I had this conversation. A lot of times, niggas trying to sweat me. Like, try to make me feel some type of way. And I used to be like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you think. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. What are you doing to replace the system of racism and white supremacy? Now, I didn't say that then, but in my mind, I'm like, but what are you doing that you trying to stop racism. Oh, well, I'm and he gave me this long speech, right? And I wasn't opposed to the speech, and I wasn't being oppositional. I just stood my ground on, look, man, you worrying about shit that don't matter. I'ma always be for my people, and anybody that has ever been around me, they already know the type of nigga I am. They already know, yeah, man, we don't play that racist shit, man, at all. Nigga, I'ma call it out. That's why I keep my circle tight. I don't want a lot of motherfuckers around me. I'm talking about other racial groups. What I mean by that. Now, my people, is it hard for us to get along and be on the same page? Yes, it is, because we are programmed and socialized not to like each other, not to get along with each other. So that's why there's a lot of situations that happen. But man, I'm not here to be telling my sisters how to wear their hair. Man, fuck all that. Hey, find another nigga that want to do that. That's not really my thing, man. We got bigger fish to fry. As Dr. Claude Anderson says, that's horizontal. That's not vertical. We're not moving up the ladder. We're just moving side to side. So it's lateral movement. You're not moving forward. And you're like, oh, Warren, man, you caping. Nah, man. You're not moving forward. Stop all that. That's minute shit that don't even matter. I don't care how many, I don't care if it's 100 million sisters and 90 million of them are wearing weave. Out of that 90 million that's wearing weave, how many of them are on code with their own people? That's all. I don't care who they date. I don't care who they fucking with. How many of them are on code? And I've been that way. And motherfucker be like, what you mean on code? You need to go read the Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics by Neely Fuller Jr. Go read the fucking book. And he talks about establishing a code. Because when you're dealing with race soldiers like Kim Potter, who pretend like she was going for her taser, but she shot him, and bitch, you know what you was doing. Stop. And they want us to forget these things. And they want us to bicker and argue about shit that don't matter. Racism works because the system of racism and white supremacy gets every other racial group and black folk to do it for them. That's why it works so well. That's why the system works. And that's why you can't beat the system, because it's put in place for every other racial group to do the work for them. Because every other racial group wants to be like the dominant white society. That's why you have so many other immigrants coming in and they identify as white. They want to identify as white. That's a fact. I won't let my woman wear fake anything. She needs zero makeup, and so fake nails are too. Well, man, if that's what you want to do, hey, man, do that. I'm not worried about that, brother. Or whoever it is, thunder and applause. You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about establishing a code. I'm worried about us recycling black dollars. I'm worried about us getting this knowledge and reading it. I don't got time to be worried about what weave and all that. That's not my concern. I'm not your mama, your daddy. I'm not fucking you. So I don't care about none of that. How many of these books are you reading? And these books up here are books that I actually read. These are not props. Are you reading the books? Are you researching? Are you reading books like The Burglary? You reading these books and understanding what the fuck is going on. Because a lot of motherfuckers get caught up in shit that don't matter. That sounds like corporate plantation bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? But each his own. I just ain't got time to be worried about that shit, man. And I suggest other motherfuckers don't either. If you want to waste your time trying to tell every sister to do, man, please. Sisters, I got love for my sisters. I got love for my brothers. But I feel like we have bigger fish to fry than to be telling sisters, hey, man, y'all need to don't wear fake nails. Don't wear this. Don't wear that. And all that, man. If that's what you want to do it. Why you doing that to sisters and worried about that? Race soldiers like Kim Potter is shooting and killing people like Dante Wright. That's what's happened. Like Ahmaud Arbery. Like Mike Brown. Like Philando Castile. Like Oscar Grant. Like Alton Sterling. Like Freddie Gray. Like Walter Scott. Those type of motherfuckers. That's what we need to be worried about. When we change our mind frame and worry about things that really do matter, things will change for black folk. Recycle black dollars. When a motherfucker try to talk some petty shit, I'd be like, well, how many black dollars did you recycle today? Motherfucker be like, how many you? I'm like, oh, well, nigga, I got the receipts. I fuck with Tahuti Ma'ara, black herbalist. You see, I got my motherfucking cups up here made by a black business owner right here. I got my toilet tissue in there, and I'm still using toilet tissue from Freedom Paper Company. Oh, yeah, nigga. Fuck all that bullshit. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. Support black businesses. That's all I'm saying. Support black businesses, recycle your black dollars, and worry about things that matter. Stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Because people like Kim Potter, they don't give a fuck. And they going to keep shooting and killing niggas. Whether you like it or not. That's what's going to happen. Now, I'm about to play some audio of the Attorney General. And let's see what the fuck they got going on.
Thanks for joining us. A big development in the Kim Potter case. Today, Minnesota's Attorney General Keith Ellison announced he will lead the prosecution against the former Brooklyn Center police officer charged in the shooting death of Daunte Wright. So why did this happen and how could it impact Potter's upcoming trial? Our Lou Ragus is in the newsroom to explain. Hi, Lou.
Hi.
Yeah, and a lot of people forgot about this shit, but I didn't.
Yeah, this whole prosecutor's switcheroo is a little confusing. Attorney General Ellison takes over the case from Washington County Attorney Pete Orpett, and Orpett got the case in the first place instead of Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman because of an agreement that the counties have when officers are charged in homicide cases. But this latest change comes after a lot of political pressure. Protesters didn't want Orpett to prosecute the case, mainly because they think he should add a more serious charge of third-degree murder. And when they protested outside his house, Orpett told them that charge doesn't fit. And
yeah, they on code. And we was on code for that, but we need to stop just being on code for murders. But you see the down in society is on code too.
He won't do it. So that's the biggest question and the thing to watch for now. Will Attorney General Ellison elevate the charges in any way? In a statement, Ellison said in part, "I did not seek this prosecution and do not accept it lightly. I have had and continue to have confidence in both County Attorney Orpett and County Attorney..."
Basically niggas explaining like you don't really want to be bothered, and since they put your black ass up there, you ain't finna charge them with shit either. You're not finna charge that lady with nothing either. Stop.
Mike Freeman, how they've handled this case to date. And then he goes on to say, "I promise the Wright family and all Minnesotans that I will handle this prosecution responsibly and consistent with the law, and that I'll be guided by the values of accountability and transparency."
Accountability and transparency means we're not gonna charge this bitch with nothing. She only gonna get like 2 years, maybe a year. That's it.
I reached Potter's attorney, Earl Gray, who said he has no comment and has no control over who prosecutes the case. Orpett would not answer questions today concerning the pressure to add an additional charge to the case. Rena?
All right, definitely one we'll have to watch out for. Thank you, Lou.
Wow. So that's what the fuck is going on. So while motherfuckers is out here bullshitting and playing games and sitting up there arguing with each other about sucker shit, that's what they doing. They getting ready to flip motors the squad on you niggas. 066, you already know what it is, nigga. We had these conversations every Tuesday and Thursday and Sunday. You already know what it is. That's why, nigga, look, they purposely, when they know something's gonna get a lot of attention, they'll throw something else out there and then pull that shit back. Like, why are we not talking about that Latino brother that was sexually assaulting minors? And he was a senator, and he was sexually assaulting minors. And then when they did the hearing, the judge didn't have a mask on. The district attorney didn't have a mask on, but they allowed this Latino brother to keep his mask on. He at home. What you need a mask for? Y'all at home. And they allowed him to keep his mask on because he didn't want his face to be shown. And they have not talked about that senator since. And that was that Latino motherfucker who they had on the phone saying, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I was going through a lot. I apologize. I know I shouldn't have done that." Basically admitting what he did. And then they were trying to lower his bond, his bail and shit. I'm like, wow. Oh, well, he sold his home. He doesn't have any money. Well, yeah, he got money. He sold his home. Oh, well, he doesn't have enough money to pay for defense. Well, get a public defender, nigga. That ain't our problem. I've never seen, it blew my mind how his lawyer was like, "Oh, well, Your Honor, we asked that bail be set at $5,000. $5,000, nigga? You just sold your crib." Oh, because together with his senator's salary, he makes $55,000 a year, and in his other work salary, he makes $30,000 a year. So that's $85,000. So he got enough money to pay for his fucking lawyer bills. And if not, you better sell that motherfucking house. Oh, my bad, he sold the house. So then why he ain't got no lawyer fees? I mean, he ain't got no money for no lawyer fees. This is what they do to every other racial group. But when it comes to black folk, guilty, nigga. Hey, man, I'm not even on trial. He on trial. Oh, well, you're a nigga, he's a nigga, and you guys are niggers, and you guys think alike. Guilty, nigga. That's how they feel. But when it comes to every other racial group, they'll let you go through the motions and all that other shit. I'm like, man, boy, god damn, it must feel good to identify with them motherfuckers where you ain't got to show your face. Let a nigga have a mask on, and he's in a restaurant that says keep your mask on at all times. Hey nigga, what you doing with your mask on? Hey man, the sign says I gotta have my mask on. That's for white people, not niggers. Show your face. You could be trying to rob somebody. That's how the fuck they feel. So while y'all niggas is out here arguing with each other about Simple Simon shit, these white motherfuckers is killing niggas and getting away with murder, literally. But hey man, that's my motherfucking time. Y'all niggas know what it is. Hey, shout out to Thundering Applause. I guess that, yeah, that's your name. 066, you know I fuck with you. Shawnee, stand up. Philly in the building. Florida, Tasha, you already know what it is. Miss Wendy. Everybody that's out there, man. Read, research. Go do the research for yourself. Look up Kim Potter. Look that bitch up. That's a murderer. So look that bitch up and see what the fuck they talking about, because they not going to keep bringing it up. Oh, that's nothing before I get off. Why they not talking about Ghislaine Maxwell? I'm going to keep bringing that up every week. Ghislaine Maxwell, and why they not talking about Harvey Weinstein? But they keep fucking talking about R. Kelly. They keep bringing up all this old shit about R. Kelly from 30 fucking years ago, you know, and they're dragging Aaliyah's name into it, R.I.P. to her. And it's like, why would y'all do that? Like, why y'all doing that shit? Using a person that's like, they wrong. She's not even here to defend herself. What kind of shit is that? Man, fuck these motherfucking white supremacist motherfuckers bringing up old shit. Because now all of a sudden somebody done woke up and was like, all right, we don't like R. Kelly today. Fuck this nigga. Go after him. And then everybody co-signing the shit. Okay, all right. I'm not condoning what he did, because what he did was wrong. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you get a chance to prop him up as the sexual offender when you got Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell. You got the brother that I did the podcast on Tuesday. That motherfucker who was sexually assaulting motherfuckers and had a rape charge, and he was out throwing rocks at black people. So he was a rapist and a white supremacist. The Jays run the media. Oh, I know who you're talking about. We'll say something else. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. The Jays run the media and founded the NAACP. That's a fact. They claim to be our side as prosecutors, non-whites. Does that seem odd to you? No, they're not our friends. And the system of racism, white supremacy, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing always says, tell us what's being said when we're not in the room. And when you start hearing people saying, man, our numbers are dwindling, no, their numbers are dwindling because as Dr. Francis Welsing talks about genetic annihilation, we're the only ones that can make white and black. We're the dominant gene from our black balls. And they know that. So remember that. That's why, you know, we have to get out of this mentality of nitpicking at each other. Start nitpicking at other racial groups. Sit back with your people and be like, man, why they act like that? Because they do it to us. They quick to be like, why are people so ghetto? You know, why black people so ghetto? They'll do that shit to you. Or why black people are so loud? Or why this and that? They want to ask you all these questions about black people. Flip it and be like, but why y'all all come over here as immigrants? And why don't y'all go back to your own country? Oh, that's racist. And then that's when you got to hit them with, black people can't be racist. Why? Because black people don't own no cakes, no planes, no boats, no cars, none of that shit. Remember that shit. Hey, man, that's my time. If you see a nigga talking about he don't see color, he don't see race, guilty, nigga. I don't fuck with you, man. I'm out. Peace.